Hey guys, welcome to the review, and today I'm going to be talking about Tower 4. Level 4 has been one of the challenging one for me personally, just because I haven't had any good combinations. I haven't even had a good chance to pass it past, like, the level 4 of this until Hero came out, and then I started building him up and got him pretty high. I even got even some other characters, and I found a great combination. I'm going to show you which combination I use personally before I get started, and this is what helped me get to pass level 12. I haven't completed level 12 myself right now, just because then it would be very difficult for me to show you the exact characters that I wanted to be discussing, but at the same time I could show all this as well. So this is my squad. So what helped me a lot is Hero having his he's refill charge, the one that speeds up the speed meter, and getting a particular character in rotation first. So usually Hero starts first, then I pick that skill to give Dr. Facilier, which has a taunt. I can force a taunt onto someone. Usually I pick it on Kristoff because Kristoff's speed is a little too slow. So I'll force the skill on to Kristoff so that I can deviate some of the initial attacks from these characters to Kristoff first, since I know he has a high HP. He can take the hits and not die. Either or, if he did, I have the golden hammer so I can revive him. So either or, I'm able to take the time needed to build out my squad so that I can do that. And one of the things that I do is I use Scar and his skill, which brings the hyenas out. And then when he does that, he also becomes stealthy because I leveled his skill up. So he becomes stealthy, so he's protected as well. Then I'll take out, then I'll get Big Bang Wolf. He'll hit for a little bit. And eventually I start building that up where I could use the Bucket of Soldiers as well. And then that's the rotation. And then I put Hero's Shield up, which is obviously known as one of the best skills of the game, even though he's going to get a nerfed. And kind of, or I think it was a nerf or buff, I don't remember which. I know the whole game in 13.0 is going to be revamped to some degree, but either or, this is what I'm talking about, that this squad helped me to get this. So that's the best squad for me. There's several other squads that could definitely work it out. It gets all the requirements needed as you move up with the wild characters requirement and be able to last longer. But since I have two wild characters here with Kristoff and Scar, I use the same squad the entire way, and I do forfeits on the level, so that way if I lose a particular character and they say the golden hammer is not going to be up by the time I'm about to beat the level, I'll just forfeit the match, redo it again, and try to keep my characters alive. So this is the squad that I use. Well, let's talk about each level, what tactics you should use on each level, so that way if there's a particular tactic you need to worry about, you know, that you use so that you can win, then let me show you what I did to do that. Again, this is based on my opinion. This is not looking at any other content creators. This is my personal opinion and what I personally have done to accomplish that. But some things you also need to be aware of when it comes to this is the characters that you're going to be playing against. Most of these characters start off at level 45, as you can see here, with the monkey, all the way up to about 55. So that's the range you need to be. You want to try to do that. You saw my characters are no more than 45 in most of the characters, or 44, 42, something like that. I don't even have anyone past 45. So I beat this group under that amount. So that shows that I've been working on this for a long time. But either or, what you need to worry about here is the hyenas. First and foremost, the hyenas are the toughest ones, especially if they have a bone. If you see a hyena with a bone, you want to take care of them first, because for some reason that bone, when it's thrown, has a high hit damage and it really can kill your character, in some ways one-shotting. So be very cautious with this and plan your attacks to kill the hyenas, obviously. Then waiting for later. Moving forward, monkeys. Then the monkeys you want to take care of last. They really don't have a hitting power. They mainly heal. The most of the time that in the rotation, they'll have a healing skill that heals up the hyenas if you focus on the hyenas. So you really don't have to worry about them too much. So I would focus on the hyenas first, then the monkeys. In total, there's going to be 5 characters, as you can see here. There's 5 characters, and those characters are the ones that you're going to be playing in this match. So at level 2, just so you're aware, it doesn't show all the characters. So just to give you a heads up, that's what I'm trying to strive for, is to show you how many characters you're going to be battling against. Until you move up in each level, you won't know exactly how many people you're going to be fighting. So in case you're wondering how you can prepare for up level 12 or level 10 or 11, wherever the case may be, if you're stuck at 1 or 2 or 3, you want to look long term, obviously, and see what you need to prepare for moving forward. So that's why I'm going over which characters have the number of people on the field. So anyways, the first one you want to focus on definitely is the Cobra. For me personally, the Cobra has a high hitting power when they throw out this venom, and when they hit someone, it really reduces my health meter really bad. Obviously I have level 40s, and this is a character's a level 48, so that probably determines a little bit more of the health meter to some degree, but either or, this character has a very high hitting power, so I focus more on the Cobras. Then I'll go into the Grasshoppers. The reason why I say focus the Grasshoppers last is because the Grasshoppers have a skill where they cause a taunt, so you're going to be forced to attack the Grasshoppers. So anytime that you don't have the taunt on the field, focus on the Cobras, get rid of them, because eventually when they put that rotation in, when they put that taunt, you're going to be forced to battle them anyway. So at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. And obviously if they're a little low in health, you may want to get rid of them just so they don't become annoying when you're trying to battle it out. Now, the number of characters on this side is going to be 2 Cobras and 3 Grasshoppers. Okay, so plan out your attacks. There's only a total of 5 in the first few, not really that many, and there's only 1 turn. It doesn't really get to multiple turns until you get to level 10, so be aware that you're only battling 1 time with the set crew before you move on to another one. Alright, level 3. So level 3, this is where they first introduced one of the bosses. Obviously Mordu is the first one you're going to be attacking first, or most of the time, just because he does his taunt and it's going to force your attacks to go there. Obviously you want to focus on the hyenas first and then the monkeys. So a total, again, there's only a total of 5 characters in this, so you're going to have 2 hyenas, 2 monkeys, and 1 Mordu. So focus on that, and that way you can move forward a little bit more. So let's move into level 4. So level 4 has 3 characters in total. Again, a total of 5. And this one you're going to have, obviously, Hopper is the boss, Cobra, and then the Grasshopper. Again, you want to focus your attention on the Cobras first because of their high hitting power. Hopper does have a high hitting power on this, and it will be impactful. But in this sense, he also has the taunt, so he will gather you into his attack. So that's why I say focus on the Cobras as quickly as possible so that you can get them out of the way. Then you could probably focus on Hopper next, and then the Grasshoppers themselves. They all have the taunt aspect anyway. So that's my personal opinion. You're going to be battling against, in this level, 2 Cobras, 2 Grasshoppers, and obviously the 1 Hopper. Moving on to level 5. In level 5, just the same thing as all the other levels, different characters this time. So in this one, you're going to be dealing now, increasing the number of people on the field of battle, which is going to be moving into a total of 7 characters in this one field. And this one brings in the Ram. Now the Ram to me is one of the hard-hitting characters, much like the Cobra and the hyena with bones, because of the fact that when they hit that little ram, kind of similar to Merlin's second skill, where he transforms into a ram and hits you and stuns you. Very much the same idea with this Ram. So focus on the Ram first, then you can move on to the Warrior. The Warrior to me is not as important, but he does hit a lot. I want to say medium damage. Sometimes it takes 2 hits to kill one of my guys at level 40, even though he's at 51. So it's not a one-shotter kind of character, but focus on him last. And you're going to have a total of 4 Rams and 3 heroes, or warriors, I should say. Focus on those, the Ram first, then the Warrior. Moving on to level 6. Level 6 now brings in another character, and you have here, she's going to be one of the bosses you want to probably work on, probably out of all the bosses, first. And the reason why I say her first is because of the fact that she has that one basic skill of hers that shoots your entire field of your team. So she gets those wisps, and if she does more wisps, they'll get the last skill, which is that target practice, and the wisps increase her damage even more. So you want to focus on her first before you move on to the others. Obviously the warrior is the next one you want to focus on. Then the trolls, as you know, they do some hitting, but it's very low damage, nothing really impactful that's going to cause a lot of trouble for you if they're the last ones left. But obviously the warrior does have medium damage, and over time can really take some of your characters out. So first one is, then next one is the warrior, then the trolls. And what you're going to have on the number of field is obviously her first with 1, then you're going to have 3 and 3. So nothing too drastic, but again, focus on them. Moving on to number 7. And level 7 is similar to number 6 in the sense of there's the same number of characters, but this one is going to be 6 characters. And to this particular hyena group, this bone skull hyena is the boss of this level. He is the one you want to target first, personally, just because he has this, much like the ram, it has this headbutt thing, and when it headbutts your character, it basically can one-shot you or really reduce your health really low. So focus on him. He's the only one on this level, so you want to focus on that. And then you have the hyenas. Now what it doesn't show you here is which hyenas. You're gonna get some hyena with bones and hyena regular. So the hyena with bones, you're gonna get 3 of them here, and you're gonna get 2 of them as well of regular hyenas. Regular hyenas compared to the bones, nothing really too impactful. You want to focus on the ones with the bones, because when they throw that bone, you're done. It really can one-shot you a lot faster. So focus on the hyenas before you move on. Moving on to level 8, we are coming across the weasel. The first time we're going to be carrying the weasel. The weasels are pretty annoying. They definitely have a medium to high damage depending on the round. They can one-shot your character or just really reduce your health a lot more. So the weasels can be kind of annoying. So focus on the weasels first, obviously, before you hit the trolls. Trolls, they do either healing or they do the row attack, which is medium. I'm not even medium, it's really low. So don't even worry about the trolls, really. Focus on the weasels first. What you're going to have on this level is going to have 4 of these weasels. You're going to have 2 trolls. So keep that in mind when you are preparing for this level. Moving on to level 9. And then level 9, which is where we're going to get our third boss, so to speak, if you include the bone one, where you have Scar. And with Scar, he's the only character on the field, but what you want to worry about with him is probably taking him out a little bit faster than you do the bones. You're going to have hyena bones, and then you're going to get regular hyenas. The hyena with bones, I probably would focus on more than I would Scar, because for some reason in the coding of this game or this level, he doesn't really call the hyenas right away. He actually does, the first attack will be that's a little blinding attack, that's with the sand. So that's the first one that he does before he calls out for the hyenas. So worry about getting rid of the hyena with bone before you work on the regular hyenas. Now, as far as the hyena bones, you have 2 of them on the field, as well as 2 hyenas, until Scar calls more regular hyenas into the field. He doesn't call the hyenas with bones, so that's a good thing, but he does call the regular hyenas, which kind of sucks. They should have an increase in the skill where he can get rotation of, or at least a random chance, so he can get the hyena with bones, because I think it's kind of cool and makes it more interesting of a character to have that in his rotation. But anyways, that's just a side note. Anyways, the focus one you want to work on is obviously Scar with is kind of like last, but in the middle. But I would say hyena with bones, then Scar, then the regular hyenas, just because of those hitting powers behind them. Moving on to number 10. And at number 10, we now have 3 characters that are uber annoying, super impactful, and really can cause a lot of problems. So first one you want to worry about is the ram. Before the ram and the weasel are both strong, but the hyena, the ram is more of a hard hitter than the weasel, and so it's really annoying to have. Now you only have one ram, so it's pretty easy to get rid of him a lot faster than you would to worry about the weasels. Weasels have 5, and then you have 2 grasshoppers. So now that we're introducing in this round, we're introducing 8 characters in total. So, and this is starting now 2 rounds. So what I mean by that is that you're gonna have one rotation with maybe 2 grasshoppers, 3 weasels, and then the next rotation you're gonna have 2 grasshoppers, 2 weasels, or 3 weasels and a ram. So you've got to plan it out to how you're gonna attack. If you see the weasel and the grasshopper, like before, worry about the weasels first, then go to the grasshopper, and then when you see the ram, initially go for the ram before you get the weasels and the grasshopper. Again, grasshoppers have that taunt, so therefore they're going to pull you into their attack, so either or, you're going to just lose time if you do that. So don't worry about the grasshoppers just yet, because you're going to be forced anyways. Moving on to number 11. Number 11, again, this one's a 2-rounder, so you have multiple characters. What it doesn't show you here is the cobras on here. So in one of the rounds, I believe it's the second round after you complete the first one, it will introduce cobras. And what you're going to have first, most likely, is you're going to have a hyena with bone in the first round with some hyenas. And once you get rid of that, then it's going to go into cobras with some monkeys. Again, go with the... Oh, it does show the cobra. Oh, I didn't realize. Anyways, the cobra you want to focus on first. It's the last one. And then you want to work on the monkeys and so on and so on. So anyways, let's move on. All right, and now we're coming across the final level of the Tower of Endurance, level 4. And that is with these grasshopper, which is the monkey, the hyena. And what's not shown here is then you're going to be battling out in one of the rounds, because of the 2-rounder, you're going to be battling out a grasshopper, a warrior, a troll, and the last boss of the level, and that is Pocahontas. So Pocahontas is the last one, if you want to think about that, but you're going to battle the hyenas first, I believe, and then you're going to get the monkeys, and then there will be these are hyena with bones. They are not regular hyenas, they're with the bones, so I get them first. And then when you get to the second round, that's when the trolls, warrior, and Pocahontas is going to be in there. For some reason, I wrote grasshopper here also, so it's shown here, but when I did my testing prior, it showed I saw a grasshopper. I just don't remember which round, if it's the first one or the second one. But either or, worry about the hyena with bones first, then you go for the warrior. Don't worry about the grasshopper, because the grasshopper's going to pull you in. But when you get to the second round, get Pocahontas. Pocahontas is going to be the hardest one and can really do some damage if you let her. So the moment I got into that round, Pocahontas was my first attack, and I didn't want to deal with it. So just keep that in mind. Alright, so if you're able to do all that successfully and take my tips and tricks into account, maybe get the same squad or not, it's up to you, really. It doesn't matter which one you get to, but these are just some of the things that I noticed on when I practice with this particular tower. I'm going to complete this in a minute and finally get to that, and I'll produce a level 5 video when I have that available. But anyways, thanks so much, guys, for watching. I really appreciate you taking the time. Hit that like and subscribe button below. If you can, please also share my video. I would really appreciate it. I'm really trying to grow my channel out, and I could use your help to do so. So please let me know if there's anything else I can help you with, and have a wonderful day, guys.